Good afternoon, friends. We are back again today on this moment of insight and growth. What a wonderful time to be alive when we can have these conversations that when I grew up, we didn't have these kinds of conversations where we talk about issues that matter. Today, we're going to be talking about a topic that says creating a family fragrance. You know, where I used to work some years ago, we used to have, a situation where as you come into the reception area every morning, there was this powerful aroma of, I think it was a percolated coffee. There was this type of coffee that was made that would you would sense and smell as you come in. It sort of filled the whole office space. It just was a wonderful experience, especially for coffee drinkers. And so the fragrance would find its way and engulf all the crannies, all the offices, all the places where people work. That is an aroma, a distinctive odor that is pleasant to the senses, that people like to experience. And so if we were to take that and put it into our home environment, how do we create a fragrant environment, an aromatic environment where people enjoy that experience, that overwhelming sense as you come into the home, as you come into the house? The sense that permeates, it may not be a smell, but it may be an experiential sense of joy, of wanting to be here. In fact, this is what we're talking about when we are talking about creating a family fragrance. There's a man called Gary Roseberg and his wife Barbara. This man was a very high profile coach and a psychologist, and his wife Barbara was a stay-at-home mom. And so apparently over time, while this man was pushing himself up the career, doing his PhDs, doing this and that, at home Barbara, the wife, was feeling really hurt, and she was feeling as if she was closing down. And she says, my heart was hardening. And so one day, as she was using a vacuum cleaner, she says, when I turned off that vacuum cleaner, I turned off my heart as well. I'm not going to try anymore. At the end of the day, Gary has got a good wife, a loving wife, but in my heart of hearts, I was shutting off my husband and I was shutting down. No matter how hard I tried up to that point to get through to my husband, he was just not listening. But this is the point I stopped. And this is the most dangerous place for a woman or any spouse or any person in the relationship. When a woman quits talking, or when a man quits talking, in this case, she says, when a woman quits talking, she quits trying, and she can begin to withdraw and walk away without even realizing it. This was the environment of a couple which was well known all over the world, speaking at conferences, but in her heart, she was really feeling that her heart was hardening and she was shutting down. And this is a problem when the fragrance dries up in the home, when the fragrance disappears in the relationship. How can we create a fragrance in our home? In fact, when you think about your home, when I think about my home, do I have a pleasant sense? Do I feel like this is a place that draws me to it? Is it a place that has this pervasive atmosphere of a family, of joy and love? Is it a distinctive sense that people want to come here in this place? Now, there's a book which is called Adventist Home. It says home should be made all that the word implies. It should be a little heaven upon earth, a place where the affections are cultivated instead of being studiously repressed. Our happiness depends upon this cultivation of love, sympathy, and true courtesy to one another. The sweetest type of heaven is a home where the Spirit of the Lord resides. This book was written by Ellen G. White. The book is called Adventist Home. Now, this is the kind of environment that we want to create in order for our homes to be fragrant places. Now, family is experienced through 5 senses. This author I read says, it is through the senses that an overpowering desire is created within the human soul to stay connected with the home or to separate oneself. There are 5 senses that we have. We connect with the people in our homes through those senses. So as humans, we learn by seeing life models before our eyes. And so we have to, those of us who are adults, we have to create an environment that is conducive, where children want to aspire and to be the best that they could be to other members. In fact, a home that is left to itself may leave a void in the people's minds. So there has to be this sense that people are working towards making this thing work. If you read the story of Sylvester Stallone, that man who used to be an actor, big actor, but he had a pain in his heart. He says, my parents had their difficulties, so there wasn't any time for me or my younger brother. It was not a tranquil household. There was great chaos. My father was an extraordinarily exacting man. And if what you did wasn't a carbon copy of the way he did it, then you had no abilities. And you have been chastised and corrected. And quite often, the correction was shocking. He made me feel extraordinarily inept. Why can't you be smarter? Why can't you be stronger? He says, I didn't even have one virtue. He never said he was proud of me. This is the kind of environment that makes people's hearts shut down. This man, we saw him pumping himself up, exercising every day, doing all of that. It was because he was trying to answer the longing question in his mind by his father, saying he was weak. And so we need to be intentional in order to create this kind of fragrant environment in our homes. We need to be intentional about creating time to connect meaningfully, have time to sit down and just chat, have time to have family meetings, we need to prioritize this regularly. And I'm saying this, by the way, not because I'm perfect at it. I'm just saying we're all in the part of learning, in this path of trying to be the best families that we can on this side of heaven. So we have to work extremely hard at creating a family fragrance in our home. And so when you were growing up, and when you and I were growing up, how was affection shown? How was the environment? What is your environment now? We need to express this affection regularly and generously with our people at home. C.S. Lewis said, we can say anything to one another. The truth behind this is that affection at its best wishes to say whatever affection wishes to say, regardless of the rules that govern public courtesy. For affection at its best wishes neither to wound nor humiliate nor to domineer. So those are the things that need to be taken out of our relationships in order for our environments to be affectionate and to be fragrant. We need to create family fragrance. Another thing which I want to mention as I come closer to an end is that affection, is a consistent act of the will, openly and sometimes spontaneously displayed. This is something that we need to actually do and make sure that we do it intentionally. There's a concept which is called experience engineering. Businesses spend millions creating a sensory experience, especially the retail industry. Where you walk in, there's a particular type of music that's played. There's a special aroma in the atmosphere. There's a calmness. It is because making things in such a way that they can catch your eye. They put thematic displays and color-coordinated visuals. They spray fragrant oils, fragrances in restrooms and pleasant-smelling candles. They tantalize the taste buds with simple treats and drinks. They fill the senses with sound of mellow music. They are creating a welcoming environment. They make the potential buyer willing to linger longer in that environment because it is through the senses that affection and that love is experienced. So we can also plan how to attract the affections of our family members by just creating a conducive, peaceful environment. And so leveraging the science of total experience management to design and deliver emotionally engaging branded customer experience. That is what is called experience engineering. You don't have to be technical and tactical about this thing. The point is being made. It's just we need to create a wonderful experience for people around us. We just need to be good people, people that are loving, people that are laughing. We need to have what is called a mood replacement therapy system, where we just create this mood, this sense that regardless of whatever emotional moods we are in, our homes are places where we want to be. And so, friends, today I thought I should just share with us how we can create fragrant homes, fragrant environments where people that we live with want to come and stay with us. This time, especially in this time when so much is happening, so many things are negative out in the media, we need a sanctuary, homes. We need to create our homes as sanctuaries where we can come and just recharge and reconnect and do all of those things. That is one way we can create family fragrance. Maybe you have your own ideas, maybe you have your own thoughts. You may disagree with what I'm saying. Please just write it down and just share with us whatever you feel can work, has been working for you. Thank you so much for joining us. We are all coming here to be inspired. We're all coming here to be informed and to be encouraged to do better and become better people. Leaders, husbands, wives, family members, brothers, sisters, whatever it is. That's all we're here to do. Thank you so much.